And another issue I have over toothpaste is your doctor, your dentist recommend that children brush their teeth for 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. And most people who are into health and nutrition know when you take a homeopathic medicine, you put it under your tongue in liquid form.
Goes into your bloodstream.
So it goes to your brain faster and into your bloodstream faster. So here we have our children fluoridating for 2 minutes every morning, every night, and swallowing on top of that.
Right.
Most children do swallow. And another thing about Crest toothpaste that I heard just not too long ago is that they've promised to take the blue, shiny, glittery particles out of their children's toothpaste by, I think, 2017.
It's actually plastic.
It's plastic.
Yeah.
And some dental hygienist was wondering what all this blue, glittery stuff was in the gums of children. And so Crest has been around a long time in this fluoride deception. It's not just Crest, like you say. It's all the other toothpaste as well that add fluoride to the water and to the toothpaste.
Right, and we have a bigger hero, a guy who's out there fighting this fight every day now since he's retired, and that's Dr. Connett. We've had him here on the show many times. We've interviewed him. We've put tons of stuff out there from his perspective. He's even written a book, The Case Against Fluoride. And right now I want to go to a quick clip of him just talking about, this is just the dangers of fluoride. This is the stuff they put in your water that you're drinking every day. This is what your kids are drinking. So you really need to pay attention to this. Here's Dr. Connett.
I think the most important thing to recognize about fluoride is that it's extremely toxic. It is very active biologically, interfering with many basic biochemical processes, enzymes, G proteins, hydrogen bonds, and so on. So it shouldn't surprise us that there's a wide range of health effects that are attributed to fluoride. But the bottom line is that fluoride is extremely active biologically, that the first opponents of fluoridation going back to the 1950s were biochemists, including scientists like James Sumner, who won a Nobel Prize for enzyme chemistry. The level of fluoride in mother's milk, mother's breast milk, baby's first meal, is extremely low. It's 0.004 parts per million. That means a bottle-fed baby in a fluoridated community in the United States, where we fluoridate the water at 1 part per million, is getting 250 times higher dose of fluoride than a breastfed baby. And that is extremely disturbing. When the baby is born, the blood-brain barrier is not fully formed. We think the blood-brain barrier keeps fluoride out of the brain most of the time, but for the first half year of the baby's life, the fluoride can get into the brain. And this is not the time, in my view, and the view of many other scientists, that a baby should be exposed to fluoride at 250 times the level in mother's milk. There have now been over 100 animal studies which shows that fluoride damages the brain. There have also been 23 IQ studies, most of them from China, but one from India, one from Iran, and one from Mexico, which show an association between moderate exposure to fluoride and lowered IQ in children. And I actually
we have hours of Dr. Connett on this YouTube channel and on prisonplanet.tv just talking about the pitfalls that he's come up against. Here's an accredited professor of chemistry who's running into people that laugh at him when he talks about this. This is crazy stuff, but this is what's going on. So I encourage you to check out these other videos. One of the first articles I wrote for INFOWARS was about fluoride and the dangers, and from the historical perspective, how it came to be put in our water supply. So this is a subject that I'm truly passionate about. Linda's passionate about it. So I hope you take this information seriously and do the research for yourself. Linda, let's get back to fluoridealert.org. This is one of the groups you work with, and they recently made a post of a city in the UK and a couple of cities in Canada that just recently got it out just by having people go and be activists in their area and put this information in front of the people who make these decisions. Tell us about that.
Well, there are cities all over the world that don't fluoridate. 97% of Western Europe does not add fluoride to the water. The UK being an exception. There are many grassroots organizations in the United Kingdom and Ireland who are fighting fluoride as well. And I recently attended the Fluoride Action Network conference in September. And there was a darling girl from Ireland who is going to create a comic book to educate children about fluoride. And she's called Fluoride Girl. And that's the beautiful thing about the grassroots movement, is that the politicians don't want to budge, and they want to protect the CDC that protects water fluoridation. So on a grassroots level, even in the tiniest little towns, we can have impact. And that's how it's happening now in the United Kingdom, in Canada. And actually in Austin, we've had such a difficult time because this is one of the ground zero places of opposition, being that our Health and Human Services director used to work at the CDC, and he gets millions of dollars for his anti-smoking campaign here in Austin. And so our city council has gone along with don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Next, we have Linda Green.
And the title, please, of my speech.
10 fluoride facts which Austin City Council is ignorant of is your title.
Yes, I should have said 10 fluoride facts which Austin City Council is willfully ignorant of. Ignorant meaning ignoring deliberately for the past 6 years these 10 facts. So I'm hoping maybe a color flyer will induce you to pay attention.
But in smaller towns, we've had successes in Marble Falls, Alamo Heights, Elgin, College Station, and now we have a wonderful group in San Marcos called Communities for Thriving Water. Dr. Conant came down and spoke with some of the city council members and the mayor and candidates running for office there. So we need people to get out via your city council members and going and speaking and sharing all the resources that you'll find on the Fluoride Action Network website.
Right. It's a great resource, and they have videos. You guys have the 30 minutes of professional perspectives, which is just professionals talking about the adverse effects of fluoride. There's a link to Fluoride Gate, a new film, The Fluoride Deception, which is based on the book by Christopher Bryson. And basically, if you sit down and just look at the video material that's already out there, you will change your mind in a second of how you feel about water fluoridation in your community. And when you change your mind about it, you need to get active. You need to become an activist. And I want to talk about that right now, and then we're going to talk about a whistleblower memo. But the 3 things that anybody can do out there, anybody with a brain and vocal cords, anybody can do this, really. All you have to do is just realize that you're under attack and start taking action. So, Linda, let's talk about the 3 things people can do just to become activists in their area.
So you want to go and sign up to speak in front of your city council. Like you said, call your water board or call your city council and ask them if they fluoridate your water. Use the resources that you find at the Fluoride Action Network. The website is fluorideaction.net. And then you'll find these videos. A lot of people are so busy at work and they don't want to read a 250-page book or read a lot of data, but these videos are maybe 30-minute video for the fluoride deception, and it goes all the way back to the 30s when they first started talking about adding fluoride to the water, and the cover-up by the CDC and the big agribusiness.
Their modus operandi is to get water fluoridation in every community in America to protect our teeth. The government really cares about us that much that they really care about our teeth. Can you hand me the case against fluoride? I just want to read the front of this. How hazardous waste ended up in our drinking water and the bad science and powerful politics that keep it there. And that's by Dr. Paul Conant, PhD, James Beck, and H.S. Micklem. And these guys really put this together. It's bibliographed. I mean, most of this is bibliograph citations at the end of the book. I mean, Dr. Conant is really a force to be reckoned with. And I'm really glad that we were able to meet him and get him here. And he comes here a lot. And he really does. He is a dedicated crusader to this. Now, I want to get to this memo. And this memo is dated from 1962. Tell us about this, and then I'm going to read it out to everybody. What's on it?
Well, we're so grateful to so many whistleblowers over the years. And this memo that you're showing there is from January 10th, 1962. But this is a report that came from F.J. Meyer, who I believe was a doctor there. And what they had discovered was that in Grand Rapids, the black population was greater damaged by water fluoridation, suffered greater harm from fluoridation, and yet the Black community was never advised of this danger of adding chemicals to the water supply.
Let me read this memo right here. Dr. Russell told me today that Negroes in Grand Rapids had twice as much fluorosis as others and a community with a larger number of Negroes. Would this tend to change our optimum fluoride levels? Question mark. Would this observation indicate more studies in case opponents use this finding? And this is the thing. They tell you it's for poor people. It's for people who can't afford dental care. That's why we fluoridate their water, because we want to protect their teeth. That's what they tell you. That's the BS line that they feed you over and over again, that this is for poor people. And that's the big deception. It's not for poor people. It is for poor people. It's to hurt them. It's not to help them. There is no way fluoridation is to help anybody out there except the large corporations, the ConAgras out there, the Alcoas out there that have captured this because they're not allowed to put it out in their smokestacks. So they capture it in giant vats and then they ship it across the country to different water treatment plants. When they bring it up to Austin, we're going to show some video right now, and they hook it up to giant pumps and pipes. You can see where it's been dripping and the concrete is turned to powder. That's how deadly this stuff is. Guys, change one of the backgrounds. That you guys have some sodium fluoride backgrounds, and let's just look at what the packages say. Here's one right here. It says sodium fluoride, harmful if swallowed. Call a physician, okay? And this is in your toothpaste. It says the same thing. Yet why are they putting it in our drinking water and telling us it's for our own good? It's a total lie. It's nothing but a lie. And instead to just keep, it's so these guys don't have to pay to get it stored like hazardous waste, because that's what it is. We're dealing with hazardous waste and a poison. This isn't rat poison.
And another big issue is that in 2006, a group of dentists, doctors, toxicologists got together, both pro-fluoride and anti-fluoride, and in the end result of their report was that from the National Research Council reported 2006 that 41% of our teens have dental fluorosis, and that fluoride in our water causes damage to bones, risk of bone fracture, that it's causing damage not only to children, but adults, Black people, people with kidney disease, diabetes.
Causes thyroid problems.
Thyroid issues.
Calcifies in your pineal gland, which is your higher learning. That's your perception. That's like your ESP. You know, not that people have ESP. I'm just saying it's your sixth sense, essentially. And it calcifies in there. And there, we do have actually, I'm going to go ahead and plug a product right now, whether people like it or not, out there in YouTube land. The trolls hate when we do this, so I'm just going to go ahead and plug Fluoride Shield. This has been designed by Dr. Group to help get the fluoride and stuff that comes into your bones, comes into your glands, and help get rid of it. So I encourage you to pick up a bottle. We have some specials out there with the Fluoride Shield and some other products. I'd also encourage you to get a water filter, get a ProPure system, and start getting the fluoride out of your water.
Yes.
I mean, there's no reason. It does not cost that much money to get the fluoride out of your water. It's several $100s. Then after that, it's a couple $100 investment a year. It's worth it to get the fluoride out of your cooking water, out of your drinking water, out of your pet's water.
Absolutely.
This affects everybody, including your pets. Do you like your dog? Even if you don't have kids, stop giving your dog fluoridated water, okay? I want to end this with just a final thought from you. How many times have you spoken at City Council? Can you even count?
I really can't. I've been going to City Council for 6 years.
Yeah.
Fluoride affects many tissues in the body besides your teeth. Councilman Raleigh, we have thyroid disease. It affects your thyroid gland, your pineal gland, your brain. You're all aware of this. Ingesting fluoride accumulates half of it in your body, whatever you ingest.
I was inspired by Alex. Alex is always telling people, go to your city council. And I bought the book, The Fluoride Deception, which The Fluoride Deception is actually a fascinating book. It reads like a mystery novel, but it was written by a BBC journalist and reporter, Christopher Bryson, and he spent 8 years researching this book. And it's very interesting, and it's what got me started on this campaign, because this toxin in our water affects everyone.
It does. Yeah, I just have a couple things I want to end with. One thing, go to on all you people out on Twitter out there, go to hashtag or type in hashtag Sweet Halloween. And let's take over this meme that Crest is trying to put out that they're fluoridated